Good morning, children. In the last class, we have completed the poem. I think all of you all must have written the exercise and all and studied the poem also. I'll be asking you all when I call you. Now we go on to the next lesson. It is chapter 3. Oliver finds a home. Now get started. Some pictures are given there and some descriptions are given. Match the books to their descriptions. I think some of you all must have read some of these books from the library, isn't it? First one, A. Following a shipwreck, a man finds himself prisoner on an island inhabited by tiny people. He helps the people win a battle against their neighbors. The man is finally rescued by a passing ship which brings him back home. So that is number 3. It is Gulliver's Travels, written by Jonathan Swift. So number A, matching book is 3. Then B, 3 friends decide to take a 2-week boat trip on the river Thames from Kingston upon Thames to Oxford. They take their dog Montmorency along. A series of mishaps, often hilarious, follow them on their trip. That is number 1. The picture shows number 1. It's a book, 3 Men Boat, written by Jerome K. Jerome. Now see, a little girl who is raised by her aunt comes to live with the grandfather in the mountains. She makes friends with everybody because of her simple and loving nature. Later, she goes to Frankfurt to live with a rich family. That is about the girl, number 4. The picture, Heidi. Now the last one, D. A family comes to live in Yorkshire from London when the father is arrested on false charges. The children make friends with an old man who takes the same train every day. He helps them prove their father's innocence. The family is happily reunited. That is the Railway Children, number 2. Now Oliver Finds a Home is a book related to Oliver Twist from the novel. This passage is taken from the novel Oliver Twist, written by Charles Dickens. Now Oliver Twist is an orphan. Orphan means he has no father or mother, no relatives, no one. He is living in an orphanage. Runs away from the orphanage where he is ill-treated and lands in a den of thieves. The thieves take Oliver to rob a house but are stopped by the servants. They run away, leaving a wounded Oliver behind. The servants take him into the house. What happens to Oliver now? Now this is taken from the book Oliver Twist, written by Charles Dickens. Only one passage, a short extract. And now what happens? Oliver is ill-treated at the orphanage. He is living in the orphanage because he has no parents. And there they treat him very badly. They don't give them much food, make them do heavy work. So he runs away from the orphanage without telling anyone. And where does he go? Yes, he comes and lands among a group of thieves, a gang of thieves. And what do these thieves do? The thieves take this boy to rob different houses. And once they took him to rob a house, there the servants of the house caught this boy. And what happened? Oliver was shot. He got wounded on the leg and all those thieves ran away. And the servants took him into the house. Now we'll see what happens then. Section 1. In the dining room of the big house, 2 ladies were sitting at the breakfast table. You can see in the picture 2 ladies, one old lady and one young lady. They are having breakfast. Mr. Giles, now neatly dressed in a black suit, was waiting upon them. Was waiting upon them means he was serving them. When you go to hotels, there are waiters to serve you all, isn't it? Same way at homes we have servants to serve us food, to make food. So one of the ladies was old. The other was a lovely young girl of 17. A beautiful girl of 17 years old. And the name of this man was Mr. Giles. Brittles has been gone a long time, the old lady said to Giles. Now Brittles is another man who was a servant in the in the house where these ladies lived. So the old lady is telling to Giles, he has been gone for a long time. What has happened to him? Giles pulled out his watch. An hour and 13 minutes, ma'am. So he said, Brittles has been gone from this house for 1 hour and 13 minutes. At that moment, a carriage stopped at the garden gate. A fat gentleman got out of it. He hurried into the room. So at that time, what happened? A carriage came there. A carriage, it is a vehicle drawn by horses. It came there, stood in front of their house, and a fat gentleman got down from the carriage and he hurried into the room. He came rushing into the room. I never heard of such a thing, he exclaimed in excitement. My dear Mrs. Maylie, my dear Miss Rose, what a terrible shock for you. So he has come to meet these two ladies. Brittles had gone to call him. He was the doctor come to treat Oliver who was wounded. You remember? Yeah, the old lady's name is Mrs. Maylie and the young girl's name is Miss Rose. What a terrible shock for you. You all must be frightened. What a shock you had, saying that a robber had come to rob your house. Oh please, Dr. Losburn, will you come upstairs and look at the poor creature? Rose begged. So the young girl said, oh stop talking, please come and look at the boy who is wounded. The poor creature means the poor boy who has been wounded. Of course, said the doctor. Will you show me the way, Giles? So he is asking Giles to show the way up to Oliver's room. Giles led the doctor to his patient. So he took him to the patient's room. The doctor remained in the patient's room for a long time. A large flat box was fetched out of his carriage. The bell in the bedroom was rung again and again. The servants went hurrying up and down the stairs. So the doctor was examining the boy. Yes, he had a large flat box with him. He told the servants to bring it from the carriage. And each time he rang the bell, the servants were running up and down to help him. At last the doctor came to the dining room to speak to the ladies. This is an extraordinary thing, Mrs. Maylie, he said. He is not in danger, I hope, the old lady said. So this is a very peculiar thing, a very strange thing has happened in your house. So the old lady is asking, is that boy in danger of dying? So what the doctor say? No, he'll be well again in a week or two, the doctor informed them. Then he asked them, have you seen this thief? So the doctor is telling the two ladies, no, he is not at all in danger. He will be well again. He will be better after 1 or 2 weeks. And then he is asking, have you seen this thief? Have you seen the thief's face? No. Hasn't Giles told you anything about him? No. Would you like to see him if I come with you? Yes, I would like to, and I'd like Rose to come as well if she will. Now the two ladies, they say that they have not seen this thief. The thief was only a small boy. So they said, no, we have not seen him. So the doctor is asking, would you like to come and meet him? So the two ladies say, yes. Mrs. Maylie said, yes, if Rose will come with me, I will also go to meet him. So the doctor took the ladies upstairs to Giles' room. He pointed towards the bed. There lies the wicked thief, he said. So the doctor pointed towards the bed. There he is, the wicked thief, the dangerous thief. Please look at him. The two ladies looked. To their astonishment, they saw a child there, fast asleep. So when the ladies looked, they were so surprised. They were shocked, we should say, because instead of finding a big man in the bed, they found a small boy fast asleep, sleeping very deeply. A mere child, only a small child. Can you see in the picture, the boy is sleeping. He is only a child, just like you all. A mere child, his face was white, his wounded arm lay across his chest. So he was wounded on the arm, not on the leg, and it was bandaged. The ladies crept softly to his bed. So without making noise, the two ladies went slowly towards the bed. Miss Rose bent over him. With a gentle hand, she brushed his hair from his forehead. The boy moved and smiled in his sleep as if he felt her kindness. So what did Miss Rose do? She went slowly to the bed, bent over the boy, and what did she do? She brushed his hair from the forehead. All the hair was hanging on the forehead, so she brushed it backwards. So when that gentle hand touched his forehead, the boy smiled in sleep. What can this mean? Mrs. Maylie asked. This poor child is no thief. So Mrs. Maylie was confused now. She's telling, this is not at all a thief. This is only a poor child, a small child. How can he be a thief? He is so young, Rose said, with tears in her eyes. So Rose's eyes were filled with tears when she saw the small boy who was wounded. Let us go into the next room, Dr. Losburn said to the ladies. We mustn't wake him up. So he said, let us go to the other room. So because if we talk from here, he will wake up from his sleep and that will disturb him. So we'll go to the next room. So we'll continue in the next class, children, section 2. So read section 1, study all the difficult words and also the new words. Thank you.